Hey elites, it's me, your guy Wattles. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to another update video. Wow, that feels really nice to say. It's been a long time since I've said that. In fact, the last time I made a video on the Nether update was really technically December 7th. That's been a minute. Today, that all changes because it finally looks like Nether update snapshots will be here soon. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at some brand new Nether update screenshots that we got from the devs, talking about a little bit of information, and going over some of my thoughts and predictions on this upcoming massive game update. I've got some minigame footage in the background. I hope you guys can enjoy that. If you guys are excited for the Nether update, drop a like on this video and don't forget to subscribe. The Nether update snapshot should be starting soon, and I'll be covering each and every one of them. So sit back, relax, and now let's get into the Nether. The screenshots. Now, all of this craziness took place yesterday on January 30th, 2020 over on Twitter. Throughout the day, the devs tweeted out a bunch of Nether update screenshots, some of them revealing more than others. If I'm being honest, no clue why the devs chose yesterday to do this, especially since there ended up being zero snapshot whatsoever, but hey, we'll take it, it's cool. In fact, now that I think about it, when it comes to teasers, this past week has been pretty crazy. The devs have been teasing quite a bit. The first screenshot of about 10 that we'll be taking a look at is this one right here. This one is from Kojo Max's Twitter. Now, this screenshot is sort of a familiar looking one. This looks very, very similar to what we saw at Minecon when the devs initially announced the Nether update. There's a lot familiar in this picture. Obviously, right off the bat, we recognize the glowstone, the nether quartz, and the nether rack. The zombie pigmen are pretty familiar too. The other big thing that I think is very familiar in this picture is actually the generation. If you take a look at this brand new red nether wart forest, the generation of the biome itself actually looks pretty familiar. We have crazy cliffs, lava falls all over the place, and then another ceiling with even more space to walk near the ceiling. The generation of the red nether wart biome based off of this screenshot and a few others that we actually have looks pretty similar to the current Nether 1.15 and I guess below generation. Kind of interesting. Now when it comes to new blocks, we have quite a bit here. First off, we have, I guess, what we'll call red netherrack grass block and red netherrack grass plant. We also have the nether vines and the giant trees that we've seen before. Inside of the trees is the block that looks like glowstone. Not too sure what it is, but considering the fact that it grows on trees, maybe it's edible, maybe not. In the screenshot, we can see a few hoglins too. Now, obviously it's a screenshot. We don't know what was going on when this screenshot was taken, but it doesn't look like the zombie pigmen care about the hoglins. But that's something we'll have to wait to find out about for sure. Now, the final thing that I'd like to mention is the top left. On the top left, it looks like we have nether wart blocks growing from the ceiling with vines hanging from them. Not sure what that's about, but that's pretty cool. Now, I promise, we won't be doing 2-minute breakdowns on each and every picture. That would be ridiculous. This one just had a lot. The next screenshot is pretty similar looking when compared to the last one. This one is from Henrik. Now, this one was dark, so I took it upon myself to brighten it. So here is the brightened version. The quality is definitely worse, but you can see a lot more here. Now, sliding back over to the dark version really quick, take a look at the two trees. The block growing inside of those trees is definitely letting off light. At least I think. Kind of looks like it. And then aside from that, a lot of the same stuff here. There's a little bit of blue fire over in the background on the right, and then over on the left, there's, it looks like a giant tree stem going up into the ceiling. I don't know. That's really cool looking. The final thing that I'd like to mention is down in the center. In the brightened version of this picture, it almost looks like something is down there, but I'm not too sure. Maybe it's just more trees. Next up, another red nether wart screenshot. This one is from King B-Dogs, the Aether developer that Mojang recently hired. So here's the original version, and then the brightened version, of course. You can see a lot more in the brightened version, but there's really nothing too special or new here. Again, lots of red, lots of vines, some hoglins, some zombie pigmen, and some pretty crazy cool looking generation. Now the terrain generation itself in this screenshot does look a little newer, but still pretty familiar in my opinion. The generation does look pretty sweet in this screenshot. This one. So, kind of looks upside down, right? Yep. Well, that's because Dinnerbone is the ultimate troll. I went ahead and turned it, and this is what we have right here. Another screenshot of the red nether wart forest. Now, Dinnerbone's whole thing is things being upside down, so there's that. And we'll put it back the way that he wants it, but there's not too much new in this screenshot. Now, since we're talking about Twitter so much today, if you do have a Twitter, you should definitely slide over there and drop a follow on my Twitter after this video. I linked it down in the description. My handle is @itiswattles. Now, this next screenshot is from a brand new Mojang team member. The team member's name is, I hope I pronounced this right, Chewy? I'm not too sure, but nonetheless, welcome. Now, finally, a brand new biome. Now, I've got to say right off the bat, the blue nether wart forest is a lot higher on my list of liked biomes than the red nether wart forest. I don't know, I'm just kind of tired of the red in the nether, so the blue is a nice change of pace. Now, this is a nice screenshot. The aesthetic is cool, but there's nothing really new here that we haven't seen before. In the screenshot, we have the blue netherrack grass block, as we'll call it, and blue netherrack grass. We also have the blue mushrooms that we've seen a little bit in the red biomes, and then, of course, the blue trees. The blue trees look beautiful, but in my opinion, they look even more beautiful in this picture right here. This screenshot is from Professor Mobius. Now, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure if this next bit is a teaser or if it's just me digging into things too much, but Professor Mobius did caption this current mood: blue shroom with a bit of lava. So are these mushroom things called blue shrooms? I guess we'll find out soon. The name isn't really important, but maybe that'll end up being the name. By the way, I did go ahead and lighten this picture, and now we have this right here. A lot less quality, but a lot more visibility. Now, lightening this screenshot didn't really change anything at all. You can see more ledges in the background, but it doesn't look like we have anything too secretive or special in this screenshot other than this beautiful, beautiful biome. I've got to say, the blue netherwart trees are beautiful. These things, these plants, these mushrooms, whatever they are, they look so good. Like, really, really nice looking. I love these things. I can't wait to try and rebuild one or grow one in my base or whatever I do once this update releases. Now, the final thing that I'd like to mention is the red mushroom in the bottom right corner. We need some red mushroom love because we haven't mentioned it at all in this whole video, so red mushroom love, you are included. Very nice, but that's it for Professor Mobius's screenshot. The next screenshot is from Ulrav. This is another screenshot of the blue netherwart forest. Beautiful looking biome. Again, everything looks nice. It's cool looking. Now, one different thing that we're seeing in this screenshot is right in the center. There is an Enderman, so Enderman will still spawn in the Nether update. It looks like that Enderman grabbed a piece of netherrack as well, so good for that guy. Not sure why, but very cool. Judging by the magma blocks, it looks like this blue netherwart forest is pretty low in the nether if generation stays relatively the same. Kind of interesting. Overall, I think this screenshot is just such a nice, clean one. So shout out to Ulraf for this nice picture. Next up, one more blue netherwart forest screenshot, this time coming from Agnes's Twitter. Now, brightening the picture, and we have this here. You can see a whole lot more. This is really cool looking. This terrain generation might be new. I can't quite tell. It does kind of look familiar, but it also doesn't really. Unless the middle of the picture is some sort of ravine, this might actually be an entirely new generation system, but again, I can't be sure. Taking a look at the trees, the block that stands out, the glowing block, looks to be the exact same one as the red netherwart trees. Overall, I think this biome looks pretty cool. Now, the interesting thing is over on the left in this screenshot. Now, I'm not sure if this is a glitch or what, but take a look at the blue netherrack grass block, and I'm talking in the bottom left corner. The grass plant looks like it's growing, actually. I mean, compare the grass plants in the bottom left to the ones over on the right. The right plants look fully grown. The left, not so much. Kind of interesting. It makes me wonder if these grass plants will actually be growable and maybe even harvestable and then craftable into some sort of block. Maybe, just maybe, and this is a random guess here, but maybe these grass plants make up the leaves on these trees. I'm not too sure. But nonetheless, it either looks like a visual glitch or some sort of grass that is growing. But for the blue netherwart forest, those are all of our screenshots today. I definitely, again, like this biome more, but there's a poll on screen right now. Which one do you like more? The blue netherwart forest or the red netherwart forest? The second to last screenshot that we're taking a look at today is our only screenshot of the Soul Sand Valley biome. This one is from Maria Lemon. This biome looks so cool. Here the screenshot is brightened a little bit. You can see a little bit more. In the background, we have one of those giant pillars connecting the ceiling to the floor. We can see the two different soul sand variants, and of course the blue fire right there in the foreground. I am seriously really excited to check out the Soul Sand Valley biomes and maybe even eventually make a base inside of the biome. It looks like it's going to be super cool looking. But other than the coolness, I haven't caught anything really new in this screenshot here. Finally, I've saved the best screenshot for last. So, if you made it this far in the video, elites, thank you. Thank you very much. This screenshot is from Sliced Lime. Upon initial examination, nothing. It's just a screenshot. But let's go ahead and brighten the thing. Now we have that. It's a lot brighter. You can see more things. So this is just a red netherwort forest. But actually, is it? Take a look at the left. In particular, we're looking at an area sort of behind a netherwort tree. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Right here. Here it is zoomed in. You notice anything? Maybe that thing right there in the circle? Maybe even in the background? Now, first let me say, in the background, I'm not too sure. That could just be a tree, but that thing right there in the circle definitely looks like a new block, and it almost looks like there's either a hoglin or maybe a piglin standing right next to it. You can see just the head of whatever creature this thing is. That block right there, at least to me, really looks like some sort of brick block, which is super exciting. Now, in the foreground of this zoomed in area, or more towards the foreground, there is something on the ground. That doesn't really look like nether quartz. Nether quartz doesn't take up so much of a block. If it is nether quartz, well, then call me crazy, but I don't think that's nether quartz. This screenshot that Sliced Lime tweeted out was actually tweeted out after all of the other ones as well, which is sort of interesting. In the same tweet that Sliced Lime tweeted the screenshot out, Sliced Lime also mentioned that there will be no snapshot this week. So, an interesting closing to quite an eventful morning of screenshots. I don't know. What do you guys think? Definitely tell me in the comments. Do you think this is a structure, or is this something else? What do you make of all of this? So those are the screenshots, a little bit of information, and some of my thoughts. Now, the title of this video, something about snapshots beginning soon. Why am I saying that? Well, that's sort of where all signs are pointing. When Minecraft 1.15.2 was released, the devs stated that that would be the last Minecraft 1.15 update. In the changelog blog post of that update, the devs mentioned the Nether update. With all of the Nether update teasing that has gone on Twitter from the devs in the past week, I think it'd be a pretty safe call to say Nether update snapshot should be beginning in February. But that's just my guess. Now, I've been covering Minecraft and the game updates really since the 1.13 update, so I do have a little bit of experience, but I guess take my prediction with a grain of salt. I'm not a game dev. Unfortunately, I don't have any inside source or information. But I think that should just about do it for this video and the recap of this crazy week, or specifically yesterday. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't quite yet. Lots of Nether stuff is on the way. The freshest merch in the game is right down below this video on the merch bench. You should definitely check that out, and all of my other links are in the description for you to check out as well. Now, I'd like to end today's video by giving a shout out to Beta MCPE1 on Twitter. This is my favorite Minecraft news account. The account is fan run, but it's a great account to follow for Minecraft news and updates. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Wattles, and until next time, stay cool, elites. I will see you in the next video. Adios.